All right, our final Zoom session for Math 335. We're in our final section, review of hyperbolas. This is chapter 10, I think it's 10.3. As a reminder, we have two forms for the hyperbola. Or we can do the y minus k squared first. Does this first one open up and down or left and right?
Here to take care of your spider.
They were saying that they saw it in here and it was going inside. I don't know if it's in the cabinet or not. They were telling me yesterday.
She's like, there was a spider.
Somebody saw it crawling in the hole, so.
I'm gonna come around there and no, you're fine. Spiders don't scare me. Now, if they said there was a snake, I wouldn't be in here. I almost stepped on a gopher snake this morning at my house.
Really?
I'm like, oh dear Jesus. You know what, I don't know if I can really spray in here, but I'll see if I can find some spray and I'll just spray under it.
That'll work.
Like after you're done.
Yeah, I'll be done in it probably. We're in here about 5, but I'll probably be done at 4:30 or so.
Okay. Perfect.
Going over a review today.
See, now she's going to put her feet down.
I wasn't. It wasn't over near you, it was in the cabinet. If anyone's going down, it's me.
Spiders and cockroaches. These.
Really? Spiders are in, but cockroaches are
They
no.
move so quickly, like they can follow you. They can fly.
They don't do anything.
Yeah, but they're still terrifying.
How? They don't kill you.
But spiders do.
Spiders can kill you.
You know,
Cockroaches can crawl on you.
crawling.
Oh my goodness.
But bees and like wasps and stuff, like they move fast. Like if you get
Yes,
that,
they
they'll like kill you. Spiders, they give up.
The problem is you don't see them. You're afraid of the cockroach and not the spider. That's great. All right, so up and down or left and right? It is left and right. How can I tell?
Well, what I does is it's X. The lines, the little lines are very close to the X.
Yes,
Yeah, so that's how
but
I.
how did you decide that it was the X?
Oh, because it's the. See?
It is. This one's positive. This term has the minus sign in front of it, so it's negative. We always want to go with the positive. And it does, the letter gives us the axis it crosses. So it does cross the x-axis. And may or may not cross the y-axis, depending on centering. Like we could have it centered like this. But it always is definitely going to cross the x-axis somewhere. And that means the other one is opening up and down. And again, it could be off center and still hit both axes, but it's always going to hit the y for sure. And that's because the y is the positive one and the x is the negative one there. All right, let's take a look at graphing some. Oh, let's see, what do we want to go with? Let's go with y minus 4. Let me make sure it's not what I'm doing today. Y minus 4 squared over 9 minus x minus 2 squared over 4 equals 1. try to graph it. So graph it. Find the foci. And eccentricity. And also do the coordinates of the foci. And just plot them, but do the coordinates. Take a gander at that, we'll do it together in a few minutes. Student told me yesterday they saw a spider climbing in, and it's one of those students that likes to try to delay me as often as possible. Like under the guise that I won't get them through the material and it'll be easier, but I still have to cover everything. It just means I cover it less if you delay me and I don't get to do as many examples. But she's the one that said she saw it. She said, I think it looked like a brown recluse. I'm like, I don't think you saw a brown recluse. So there's either a brown recluse or a daddy long leg. And I'm like, you should be able to tell the difference.
There's definitely no mistaking the difference between those two.
Right.
The ones I can't tell apart are like brown recluses and wolf spiders. So I think wolf spiders, those aren't necessarily going to kill you, but
Either way, they both look vicious. Daddy long legs don't look vicious,
I think those are fun.
but the other ones just look savage. Like hell no. Since he's like, I can outrun him. Crazy.
You can, but talk.
Yeah, if you know it's coming, you can outrun a cockroach. And it's not gonna keep following you unless you have.
Unless it starts flying.
Why does it, why would it follow you though?
And those things
Why
spread.
was it around you in the first place?
What, Paxton?
I said cockroaches spread diseases. They may not bite you, but they're just diseased, like covered in disease. Those things are nasty.
Wait, what? Cockroaches are covered in disease?
Yeah, no, dude, they're just like
Okay,
they like
that's some
spread.
hate.
I'm sorry.
That's some hating on some cockroaches. Already cockroaches, you gotta hate on them and call them disease carriers?
They are. I learned that in like
Not rats. They might carry disease, I don't know. I'm not an insect expert. You might be right, who knows? You may know a lot more than I do.
maybe I'm just paranoid.
I'm not to say that I like cockroaches, but like the whole I'm running from them and not spiders is just fucking ridiculous. Says he's like, I shot one time and this is how you're gonna do me? Fuck off, I ain't coming anywhere. You will, you'll be here on Tuesday, I guarantee it.
Kind of video. of it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna try to haunt my nightmares?
Funny video.
You doing?
It's long.
Look at this coward hand-dirty slipper. That'd be great. She breaks the head of the bomb or the dust thing and she keeps trying to hit it with the point of the
Did you see
stick.
the end? Like he's missing so many times.
Right.
How do you miss so many times?
I think he thought he was using enough force the first couple of times and it wasn't. It's where I was like, don't worry about it. Oh, you need to show me a flying cockroach video. I was like, nope, shut that down. And what how he. She-Hulk going by, what the hell are you carrying? What the fuck is that? Oh, it's toilet paper, okay. Where the foci are at, the coordinates of the foci. We'll do them together in a second if you. Unclear, but. Do it in one more minute, we'll dive in. So that way we get a few more examples in. All right, where is the center of our hyperbola? That, no. Not at 4, 2. It's at 2, 4. Don't let the order trick you. The X goes with the X and the Y goes with the Y. What is A? And I think everybody's like, nope, that just changed my whole graph. I got a position in the wrong spot. That is a minor loss of points. You do everything else right, based on that, you'll still get almost all the credit. Granted, your foci will be in the wrong position and stuff like that, but everything else is, your graph should still have the same shape. Your foci should be relatively, you know, realigned in the new one, but still there, but. What is A? A is 2. What is B? 3. What is C? 3.8, which is the square root of 13. About 3.8. What is E? I'm guessing that is 13 over 3. It looks like that if I divide that by 3, I should be in. Depending on how you rounded 3.8, it sounds like 3.8, maybe it should have been a 3.9, but maybe not. Those look all pretty good to me. Which way does this open? Before I start plotting shit, now that I got all my info. Is it up or down or left or right? It is up or down. All right. So let's throw some graph stuff down. Looks like we're mostly in the upper quadrant. So I will focus there and add my lines, some dashes, see what we need. So that's 5, that's 10. All right, we have our center is at 2, 4, which is right there. And I'm going to make my box. A is how much I go left or right. So I got to go left or right 2. And up or down 3 based on B. So I'll make my corners of my box. Let's see. And we are going along Y, we said, so this is these are my vertices. And we'll just make it go towards the asymptotes. Since this is my transverse axis up and down, my foci should be along this line right here. And we're going 3.8 from there. Looks like I didn't add enough vertically. 1, 2, 3, about there. That's one of the foci. And 1, 2, 3, about there is the other foci. For both of those, that transverse axis line is the line on x equals 2. So that's going to be the coordinate for both foci. This one up here will be at 2. And then what the hell did I do? That is not where my foci is. My foci is 3.8 from this, which is right there. There we go. And it's right there. It's from the center. It's not from the vertices. So we'll cross those out. Say, oops, Mr. Jones. My center was at 2, 4, and I am adding square root of 13. And I have a foci at 4 minus square root of 13. So maybe that's F1 and that's F2. And let's see if I did everything. I graphed it. I found the foci. I put them on the picture. I labeled them with coordinates, and I have my eccentricity. Is there anything else I asked you on the test? Oh, domain and range. What is the domain and range? Take a look at that. It would. Because they keep going on left and right forever. What about the,
It wouldn't be the same thing.
not quite,
So it would be like,
because when we look up and down, there's some spots where the graph does not hit.
and that's how. So you'd be like positive theta to.
We always count upwards.
So it'd be 2, how many? So that's where the top one is.
This one is at 2.7.
Yeah, that would it be that one? And then they do. Right. You know what
Yes,
I'm trying to say?
yes, but we put them in the order, we go lowest to highest.
I'm sorry, put the bottom up.
We count upward. So we're gonna do the negative infinity to 1 first, and then we're gonna do the 7 to infinity.
From under it.
I know it's, you kind of want to go top to bottom, left to right stays natural. That's how we read, but we read top to bottom, so it's easy to want to do range from top to bottom. But we're actually going from negative to positive, start with the lowest number and lead to the highest. All right, is there any questions on that one? Are you guys ready for another? Let's do another.
Be down, but on that one, how come you got to instead of 14?
So why is it this and not 4-2? Because the center is always based off X, Y. I didn't think I had to go any further than that once I put that down. I was hoping I did. Every once in a while, it's still, we were fucking with someone, I wasn't fucking with him, I didn't know what was going on. He had a Hewlett Packard laptop out. So it says HP. And the guy across the table, this is this morning, he's like, so you're a Harry Potter fan? No, what are you talking about? Your laptop says HP. Totally trolling him. The dude doesn't get it. I'm like, really? It says HP. Harry Potter, Hewlett Packard, still nothing. I don't have no Harry Potter sticker on. What the hell are you tripping on? He's like starting to get irritated. I'm like, well, look at that. I started to feel bad for him. So I'm like, look at the initials. And he's, oh, and he just, you know, that whole damn, I feel stupid look on that. Yeah, that's what he had. It was silly, but all right. Let's change this out. Let's do x plus 1 over, let's really change this up. Let's make this devious. Feeling devious today. We're putting a 4 in front of that. Minus. Let's do not over 25 for that one. What? We'll just do y. All right, same shit, find everything. Now, if you're wondering what the hell do we do with the 4 and the 9? This can be rewritten as this. I think I just made this really hard to graph. But hey, it's a practice problem. You're not getting tested on it. You're not well, you are getting tested on the material, but you're not getting graded on it. Let's expand our abilities and make us awesome. Oh yeah. I'm gonna start working on C on the screen because I didn't think about how hard this was gonna make C. It's not hard, but just awkward. Yeah, 2 more minutes. And we'll go through it. All right, where is my center at? Yes. What about A and B? 5.3. That's good. That's gonna make it fun to draw, huh? Right? That's about 1.5 and this is 1.67. C, I did over here. C, you have to get a common denominator. When all said and done, I got about 2.24. So there was some work going on there. What will eccentricity be? So eccentricity ends up being our C over whichever value was positive, which was 3/2. So it's going to equal 2 times, so let's do this over here, E equals 3/2, which is the same thing as doing 2/3 times C, which is 2 over 181 times 3 times 6 is 181 over 9. Square root of 181 over 9. Answer is 2 divided by 3. Which is about 1.49. Are we opening up or down? That's a dumb question. Are we opening up or down or left and right? Left and right. All right, so let's throw some shit together and see what we get. So we do C divided by whichever, either A or B, whichever one's the positive one. So A was the positive one and it's 3/2. So I was doing C over 3/2, which is the same thing as doing 2/3 over times C. You can either divide by the value or multiply by its reciprocal. That's X. I got my center is right here at -1, 0. My A is 3/2, which puts me here. And 1, 2 right there. 5/3 means I'm going up right about there and down to right about there. Clearly, my things are not equally spaced well. So there we go. So our vertices are along, say it was opening left and right, so our vertices are at the left and right along the box. And we're just gonna draw curves going towards the asymptote. As long as it looks sort of roundish when it leaves the vertex, that's all that I want. The level of precision you're gonna get is not phenomenal. Let's see, we are doing our foci. Our foci are about 2.24 from our center. which means going left 2 and then a little bit more. And they're going right 2 and a little bit more. So that's F1 and that's F2. F1 should be our coordinate for the center, which is -1, 0. And we are subtracting C, which is the square root of 181/6. And F2 will be -1 plus the square root of 181/6.
How do you know, which one you actually simply that? The last one you was to come up with this, it's -1.
So how do I, like, here I put it with the Y and here I put it with the X, how do I know? Because my things are moving, they're both on the same X line, but they're all on the same Y line. So the Y is staying constant on this one. So that's how I found that. They are moving from this center point, which is -1, 0. And they're moving exactly C away from it, left or right. So at left or right is along X, so I'm going to do the X shift. Here, the shift was along Y, so I'm going to add plus or minus along the Y point. Excellent question. Okay, so we got our foci, we got our eccentricity. Domain. What is our domain and range here? Yep. There we go. That looks like a shitty 0.5. Let me try it again. Started to write a 1, and I'm like, no, there's no 1 there. What am I doing? Okay. What about the range? All real numbers. All right. That's it for math 335. Are we what?
We're doing review.
There was one of these in the review as well.